The regular Ford Puma is the best-selling car in Europe, which makes the version you are looking at here genuinely important. This is the Puma Gen-E, the fully electric one, and Ford's job was simple but tricky. Turn its biggest hit into an EV without losing the two things that made people love it: the way it drives and the way it carries your stuff. The car in these shots even wears a 1 million badge on the hood, marking how many Pumas Ford has now built. So this is not a science project, it is the electric version of a car that already works, and that changes how you judge it. On the outside, the Gen-E looks almost identical to the petrol Puma, which is no bad thing. It keeps the same cab forward, slightly cab over the nose stance that makes it look like it is leaning into a corner, even when parked. And this car wears the sportier ST line styling in a loud yellow that suits its cheeky character. The main giveaway that it is electric is the smooth over front, where the old grille is now a closed panel with the charging port tucked into the nose. It is compact, easy to place on a narrow road, and it has far more personality than most small crossovers, which tend to play it safe. Ford understood that people buy a Puma partly because it makes them smile. Inside, the big change is a large portrait touchscreen running Ford's latest software, which dominates the dashboard and handles almost everything. It looks modern, and the graphics are crisp, with wireless smartphone mirroring built in. The driving position is good, and the basics are all where you want them. It is not the most lavish cabin in the class, with some hard plastics and finishes that feel a step behind the trendiest rivals, but it is logically laid out and easy to use, and it never feels cheap in the places that matter. For a small, affordable EV that has to earn its keep every day, function comfortably wins out over flash here. Then there is the party piece, and it is a clever one. Under the boot floor sits what Ford calls the GigaBox, a deep, sealed storage well that holds an extra 145 liters on top of the normal load space, taking the total to over 500 liters. Crucially, it is fully waterproof, with a drain plug in the bottom, so you can throw in muddy boots or wet sports kit and simply hose it out afterwards. It is the kind of genuinely useful idea that almost no rival offers, and on a small car it makes a real difference to daily life. On the road is where the Gen-E really justifies itself. A single electric motor sends 168 horsepower to the front wheels, enough for 0 to 60 in around 8 seconds, and the way it steers and grips makes it easily the most fun small EV in its class to drive. Now for the honest catch. The battery is a fairly small 43 kilowatt-hour pack, which gives an official range of a little over 230 miles, and on the motorway, you should realistically expect closer to 200. Some rivals, like the Kia EV3, travel a good deal further. But here is the saving grace. The Puma is one of the most efficient electric cars you can buy, squeezing real distance out of every charge, and for the town and commuting life it is built for, that range is more than enough. If breakdowns like this help you pick the right EV, subscribe so you catch the next one. That is the Puma Gen-E. Its range will not win a spec sheet battle, and the cabin is more practical than plush. But it keeps the fun, the personality, and that brilliantly clever boot that made the Puma a bestseller in the first place, and it wraps them in an electric package that is genuinely nice to live with. For buyers who still want a small car that makes them smile, it remains one of the easiest to recommend.